looking for that first gold. Would he love to get that right here? So this is going to be spicy. The crowd is already into it. They were in the warm-ups. There's a good look at Fed. Dylan Frazier to start. Best 3 out of 5. Let's play pickleball. Restraint from Gabe because everyone in the building thought an ATP was coming.
Or a fire of some sort, or a topspin lob, or any of the 19 shots that he has at his disposal. Just step back send with tons of spin, too.
Oh, that was way in.
Way in. That was going to be 4 feet in. What a shot from Gabe Tardio.
Hepworth got him. He was kind of tiptoeing through the tulips over there a little bit, and just not on balance.
I can't wait to, throughout this match, just sprinkle in some of the nicknames. We have 4 really good ones on court right now. Already worked in Baby Dill.
Well, I think Fed was sitting on the, like, I'm just going to play patient. Wait, that's really high. I got to attack this.
Yeah, almost a little mini panic from Fed. Oh, I got to go. Little stab from J-Dub in an awkward spot for Federico Staksrud, and we're going to be having some extended rallies in this match. Yes. Ridiculous amount of respect for the hand speed of all 4 players.
85%, 135 and 24, just outstanding. That's on the Carvana PPA Tour. On the other side, this is their first ride together.
First.
Nice run, boys. You're undefeated.
Nice run already. One more.
1-1-2.
Oh, boy. That is not going to happen again. So just be thankful on a Sunday.
1-1-1. Point.
Yeah, well, it'll happen again if it clips off the tape. That's the only way that was going to happen again.
The high forehand's going to be missed again. We had bumper cars, and it messed up everything.
It did, and that was kind of one of the points of emphasis, because you need to let the bulletproof Bolivian Gabe Tardio have that reign and do his thing. So it's a different style for Federico Staksrud to not take every single ball in the middle.
Yeah, pops up way too high from Gabe there. And nice little feeling out here to start this one.
1-2-1.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. Feeling out process.
Oh, that's just so sneaky good.
Yeah, from the forehand from the middle of the court from the right side, and he pushes it inside out past J.W. Johnson.
Okay, and now Fed pulls it to the outside again. So 2 wins on the outside from both players from the middle. Very nicely done.
2-1-1.
Right hip of Dylan a couple times, and he's looking to cover that with the backhand. See if he possibly switches paddle position and looks to counter those with forehands moving forward.
And Fed, don't call it out. He just hit a clean ATP winner.
Had those stats. Yeah, that's not good partner work there. You just.
I mean, it's their first ride, as we mentioned. You know. Although yesterday they were terrific supporting each other and pointing and giving the other one credit. And an unbelievable stick volley on the run. Blew it past. That was like a Skeens fastball, just blowing it by the batter.
Yeah, and made up so much ground, too, as Dylan was in trouble with his court positioning.
Point.
Just a couple loose, soft errors. And I'm not even talking about dink errors. I'm talking about high that have allowed players to be aggressive with that. They'll get lower and lower and more cleaned up as we move forward.
There's why you don't dink to his forehand.
I said he needs to find some offense on Federico Staksrud. That's a perfect place to go.
1-4-1.
Don Stanley on the call, our head referee. Appreciate all of them.
Fed getting fired up.
Clank, clank.
Find in the middle, yeah. And I mean, I cannot say this enough. These guys, they're all good friends.
Yes.
Very,
1-4-2.
very good friends. Practice a ton together.
Dylan just misses that. He had them moving, and
he's not convinced.
No. He's checking in. He's going to accept that. He's not going to challenge it, I don't think. Yeah, and that familiarity turns it into like the Princess Bride showdown scene. I know that you know. Should I hit the one that you know I hit, or the one that you don't think I have?
And it's, yeah, I mean, I think it's almost like they know each other so well there shouldn't be a feeling out process, but I think its break was fantastic, Dave. This is a leveling war right now. You know that I know that you know, and what are they going to do? These patterns have to shift with how well they know each other.
Wait, you dinked that up the line when we practice. I'm here for an Ernie. I'm the one they're supposed to be cheering for right now. What a shot from Dylan, and that's the same shot that he missed by maybe an inch earlier through the middle.
5-1-2.
Swing and a miss after some pretty darn good defense over there.
Yeah, nutmeg. Gabe always wants to hit a third and just come crashing forward, but great restraint for him to wait a second to come forward, but too much J-Dub and Dylan.
Second serve.
Yeah, that feathery carve of the backhand slice of J.W. Johnson. Great shot for him. We'll get that one cleaned up.
Fed gets tagged but off the tape. He'll take that one versus one he took earlier in the week. And
yes. And then that Dylan Frazier forehand off the bounce, though. So deceptive. Yeah. And the spots that he picks to attack.
2-5-2.
Perfect.
A little high again on the dink, and they are not wasting the opportunity to put those away and go serve themselves here.
Yeah, it's just so cool to see that how the left side
5-2-1.
players handle the offense of their right-sided counterparts. Such a unique thing for men's doubles.
Second serve. Five, 2-2.
What a response there. And you saw Staksrud and Tardio there. Semifinal was against the aforementioned Johns brothers, and that was an electric battle that they took.
2-5-1.
Oh,
Second
same exact shot. And this is a team that gets to the kitchen so often because they just throw it in there and make their way in.
2-5-2.
So a couple problems finding the kitchen. Turn those lights on. Wow, awkward party of one, but he got the ball down on the ground.
Yeah, way to stay balanced for Federico, as, yeah, you can't hit a more awkward shot. And he got on top of it, as you said, to put it at the feet of Dylan Frazier. And I think that's actually something that gets overlooked, Dave, is the percentage a team gets to the kitchen. It's easy to not see the percentages when you have that larger sample size of points. So the ones that are 85, 90% plus, just so big for their team.
Yeah, because you're a poker guy. Math is important
yes,
here.
It is.
If it's 50-50 when you're at the kitchen, you get there more often. Guess what? You're going to win.
There you go.
Oh, little lob serve. Look at the crafty youngster.
Speed up off the bounce.
And on it
yes.
for Fed. And another massive swing at the counter there.
2-5-1.
So they've been stuck on 5. This has been a slow moving as far as the scoreboard is concerned. Wow. Oh, and it ends up in an ATP, and the locals love that one. That was all chaos. And in the middle of that, Gabe Tardio's adjusting his shirt. He's like, I'm good.
3-5-1.
What an ATP from J-Dub. Ooh. I love that he did that.
I'm into it. I'm into it. That was not just a squeeze of the middle. That was J-Dub making a move, seeing how good his partner's shot was. Keep going, Jay. Keep doing that too.
Yes,
JW.
Just make them.
Make moves. Flick the backhand. That's what you do.
And you know you're trying to get it to the forehand, but there's a sliver.
Yeah, no, I agree. That was a forcing of getting it to the forehand and respecting the backhand counter of Dylan Frazier.
5-3-2. Side out.
I think that's the play too.
100%.
Keeping the ball in front of Federico on the Gabe Tardio drive while Dylan Frazier is transitioning. I know he hit a great first volley earlier, but that is a winning pattern.
Second serve.
J-Dub not thrilled with himself after that. So
no, that's in plus the 2 backhand drops that were missed.
Yes.
So that's 3 over there.
So 2/3 and a 5th with one of his more consistent strokes.
Welcome to the sorcery of the flick wizard right there, J.W. Johnson.
4-5-2.
crowd reaction. It's like 4th of July here.
Shot out.
Yeah, that one, I'm not going to say it was totally forced, but just a little bit, as Dylan Frazier was a couple feet off the kitchen line. Has to be careful with the forehand speed ups. Want to be tight to that kitchen when making a move. Okay, Fed coming in hot.
I don't need any help in the kitchen here. I'm going to shake and bake my own stuff, and that was nice because that first volley was stuck on the other side.
Yes, it was.
6-4-1.
Finally get off 5. Just paddle out in front, popping it back.
I talked to JW before the match. I asked him if we were going to see some speed ups off the bounce, and he just kind of looked at me and giggled is all he did. So we've seen a couple. I hope that one right there not working for his team. I hope that does not stop him from pulling a couple triggers.
Oh my, that was going to get destroyed. They're still going. They still get some candy, and they have the top seed doubled up with some inspired play. And this is a second timeout for J.W. Johnson and as I mentioned, this is a chance to get a 6-1 just this year alone, and it's August. That is impressive.
Yeah, you mentioned the leapfrog. I would be thrilled if I leapfrogged the Johns brothers in Tiddlywinks. So to beat them in pickleball and possibly get 6 to their 5 would just be an amazing accomplishment.
8-5-1, I'll call the score. 8-4-1. You're there.
All right, so Fed's going to get us rolling at 8-4-1.
8-4-1.
Wow.
Bad luck. Gabe, though, I said yesterday, I mean, he's all arms and legs. He reaches in and uses his length. He maximizes everything that he has at his disposal.
9-4-1.
Wow, full send cross court into the Dylan Frazier forehand. He don't care.
Yeah, into the strength as Dylan protects his body as well as anyone on the counterattacks. And you know what, Dave? I think it's about time for a cross court lob from Gabe Tardio with topspin on the forehand side.
They got a game point right here.
Second serve.
He likes to fake everything, and he might have faked himself out there.
He did. Yeah, I did not even realize that the boys on the far end were at 10. What a commanding position to be in this game 1.
And that will do it. So their rampage through the draw earlier in the week just keeps on going. Staksrud and Tardio take game number 1, and they take it by 7. Who saw that coming? Oh, they did. We'll be right back. First game for Staksrud and Tardio. Can they keep it going? Long talk for J-Dub and Dylan with Tony Rogue, who's been coaching them up. Great mind for the game, so it's nice for them to have that voice there. See some things, pick it off. Here goes Gabe. Wow, longest point of the match is the first point of game number 2. And what a nice little Ernie flip from the Wizard.
Yes, and I was hoping he could find some more backhand offense out of the air, but I was talking about standard attacks from the kitchen. Why not have the Ernie? That was perfectly timed from JW.
Just wide. Fed is pretty sure it's in. He's going to challenge that. And again,
we have a challenge of the
you have 2 timeouts per game.
Puts us at 1-0-1. We'll now proceed
You
with
can
video
use
review.
it, but at you know, if you're sure, then of course, because you get to keep it if you're right. So we'll see here. That firefight was something to behold, too.
Yes, it was. And Fed had a little scrunched up nose.
Yeah,
so I mean, I think he was confident, but just kind of confident in that particular call. Dylan Frazier did call it right away as he points. Let's see if we can get a look. Oh, I think we are a little blocked off there by the Selkirk net. But I do think it's just wide from that view.
So let me ask you this, Adam.
Yes.
Lots of Team Dylan Frazier shirts in the crowd. Lots of the Pittsburgh, Kansas, shout out Pittsburgh, PA, but the Pittsburgh, Kansas folks here cheering for J-Dub. That can be a good thing, and that can put 80 pounds of cement on your back, pressure as well. What do you think here?
It's both. It really depends on the player and how they handle it. I think it can be very uplifting to have that support. But of course, you want to play great for your squad and your crew, and that little extra pressure could also be something. So I think that these boys can handle it, and JW and Dylan Frazier. But at the same time, you never know exactly what's going on in their heads, and maybe they have been feeling that a little bit throughout the weekend.
All right, Vicky Ryan made the call. We got Howard Hepworth out there, and Don Stanley's going to deliver the verdict.
After review, the out call stands. The challenge is lost, and the timeout is lost. 1 timeout remaining, 2 timeouts remaining. We resume play at 1-0-1.
Yeah, that's one of the more boisterous cheers of a ruling that I've heard.
Right,
so
right.
That's the hometown crowd right there.
1-0-1.
Gabe saw it, but it was off speed. Adam, what was something about pace control?
Pace control, partner. Absolutely huge. What a shot from J.W. Johnson. He knows that the person in front of him is heavy-handed. He got it down, and Gabe sent it long.
J.W. Johnson's like, go ahead and try and feather that through the middle. That is not available, sir.
Yeah, beautiful partner protection from J.W., knowing that Dylan favoring that backhand is going to slide to cover the line.
Second serve.
That's a weird little paddle. He kind of twisted his wrist at the point of contact. It's unusual technique from Dylan Frazier. He's usually very smooth from that position.
I wonder if he was thinking of some trickery inside out there. That's what it looked like at first, and then he boarded that right into the net. Fed's like, no, and Gabe's like, I'm going to get myself a foot tattoo on J-Dub here, and got it.
And again, that reach from Gabe, maximizing the time he is taking away from his opponents. He is reaching in, and he's balanced while doing it.
No. 5 foot went in, slid in.
Oh, continuation.
Oh, we got the Don Stanley alarm clock going off there. They were not in good position,
They weren't.
So this is one of those where even if you're not, Fed's laughing right now at that.
0-3-2.
Yeah, so the little bitty pop-ups in game one came from the paddles of Frazier and Johnson. Now the reverse is happening.
Yeah, and it's a good ball movement from Dylan Frazier also. Couple to the middle and actually testing the forehand and going out wide a time or two from Gabe Tardio. And I think that's why JW had the opportunity.
No, right foot came down.
Wow, okay.
Point. Yeah, it came down and landed on the corner.
Okay, I mean, folks, if you weren't awake now, you sure are. I mean, that's when you hit snooze, and then the Don Stanley clock goes off again sooner than you thought.
Point.
Oh. Yeah, 2 foot faults and a rare soft error from Federico Staksrud. And I know we are not quite halfway through game 2, but this is big trouble.
Beautiful offense off the bounce. You can't lay a dead dink over there. You're going to eat it.
You can't. And he was a little tighter, was Dylan Frazier, to the kitchen.
Old fashioned here. He's adding renovations. He's put on the 2nd and 3rd floor. Here it's 6-0 Johnson and Frazier right now. Great look at it.
Second serve.
And Staksrud and Tardio out of timeouts now too, Adam.
6-0-2.
Lost one for the failed challenge and then took that one.
Yeah, you mentioned that right when it happened, and I don't think their good buddies are going to rip them or anything, but every now and then you miss a call. So
sure.
to not have that in your back pocket is a factor.
0-6-1.
Oh, there's the lob you were looking for, but it goes over the guy you were calling it from. And wait, I saw Dylan do a lob. I'm going to do one off balance. Not the time, because he has such good disguise when he's thinking about it. And the wind is in the face of Dylan and J-Dub that's picked up a little bit here. So you'd much rather lob into the wind.
Just casual.
Just okay. Yes, I made a mistake on the lob. Now give me the darn ball back. We're on the board.
1-6-2. Side out.
Clip the tape, but that had a message behind it.
It did, and really the overall patience of Gabe Tardio, especially as the match has progressed, has been pretty high. So now he's squeezed in a questionable attack and a questionable lob.
Fed is on that one, yeah, and it's life's not fair because questionable usually happens when you're behind. It makes things worse.
6-1-2.
Oh, my. Nailed in the posterior there as he tried to jump out of the way.
Right in the caboose. Great shot from Fed.
Just
1-6-1.
Oops, jumped right into it. Whoa, just couldn't get there, and Fed has some amazing lateral movement. Couldn't get there.
Well, he was in the air, and it doesn't matter how good your footwork is if you take a little hop, skip, and a jump.
Guess you got a jet pack, which are illegal. No, Fed's like, you called us in the kitchen 17 times here. And there's nothing he can do about it anyway, because they're out of timeouts. They can't even challenge that. So I think he was clean, but the option's not even there. And Fed gets tagged cross court.
His hand speed, it's just so electric from everyone.
7-1-1.
Fed may be having nightmares about cross-court attacks from J-Dub to him from earlier in the week. It wasn't pretty. Wow.
There's the length. I mean, it's just half a little slide step to the right from Gabe Tardio, and the length, just nothing J-Dub can do.
7-1-2. Side out.
Yeah, real good partner camaraderie between Tardio and Federico Staksrud.
1-7-1.
I wouldn't even call Fed like a full fire guy with his partner, but he's showing it with Gabe.
No, that's just no-go zone on the off-speed pitch.
Well, yes, well, pace control, it's not all 100% positive.
No.
Sometimes you eat one, and that's okay.
1-7-2.
Wow, Gabe. I mean, that is a ridiculous overhead, and the form was perfection.
Yeah.
Just got that, like, little kid when you won a 10 and under trophy, the form, and just nailed it. I mean, to get it clean past these two, Adam, come on.
7-1-1.
Trophy pose, cross court, and inside out from J.W. Johnson.
Gabe's like, I don't need no stinking trophy. I'm going to hit it 1,000 miles an hour and let pace win it.
7-1-2.
Oh, tricky because J-Dub's like, you got me on the forehand, so I was there, and that shocked and surprised. Look at that face, man, alive. Okay.
Yeah, let's get outside the box, Gabe. I understand they won game one, but can you be inside the box and beat this team for 3 out of 5? You almost have to do something special.
Oh, okay, and a big yell from Fed there after just yawn. ATP, I'm going to reset that in the kitchen. Every one of those used to be a clean winner. That's 2 years ago now. I just love the way we evolve here in this sport.
Point.
When the world sleeps, greatness rises. And while others dream of the next level, we chase it. Challenging every limit, turning obstacles into stepping stones. Because the next level isn't just handed to you. It's earned. Go next level with 6-0 Pickleball.
So in Bolivia and Argentina, you know, like they're seeing these guys in the U.S. have amazing success in this up-and-coming sport. If you think that doesn't translate to back home, you're crazy.
So here we go. Timeout called on the other side. 3 timeouts already emptied here.
Second serve.
I also think that just MLP teammates for Gabe Tardio, Anna Bright, and Hayden Patriquin have helped bring out some confidence in Gabe and his game in the last 6 months or so.
Yeah, there's no better captain than Anna Bright, and I know Anna Bright loves her some pickleball, so I texted her. I said, you got FOMO from sitting this one out? And she said, no, Dave, believe it or not, I'm actually just enjoying watching. So we look forward to having AB back next week. Oh, dear.
Wow. I can't believe I'm saying this, but that's the spot right now.
Oh, and Fed knows it, too.
Yeah, and an overcorrect. 2 in the net for JW, and then a crazy pop-up with the soft stuff on the backhand side.
Side out.
And what looked like a nice joyride to the finish line in game 2 is now a tense battle. Gabe is just hilarious because you're supposed to judge the value of your partner's shot before you go forward,
I told you he just wants to get in there.
He loves the kitchen so much. There must be goodies.
Okay, extended dink rally, and maybe a good time to just bring up the movement. We're at 52 minutes around midway through game 2.
Yeah, and this could easily go 5.
It's a battle.
Off the tape and finally get off 7.
Yes. I believe it was you and I on the call for a just over 2-hour mixed doubles match in Minnesota, and I think that this one, granted 3 out of 5, different situation, but this might rival that.
Second serve.
Dylan saw it, but just couldn't get on top of it there, Adam.
And just a hair more pace. It still was mid-pace from Fed, but he really floated one up 5 or 10 minutes ago, and Dylan did his thing. So nice job of picking up the pace just enough.
Unbelievable sky hook from Federico Staksrud.
And I think the most impressive part was the twinkle toes, because he had pushed off or was going to push off out of the kitchen, and he takes about 5 little mini steps right there to clear himself and make sure he reestablished.
Yeah, because Don Stanley has been all over these two. And that's the smart players that know that they push off will drag their foot on purpose. He just went for the little toe tapper like on the sideline of a wide receiver. All right, you got one, I got one back, Dill.
All good.
5-8-1.
Oh, no. Okay. I mean,
Second serve.
the lob was subpar, but
Yes.
then the hands to get the overhead back, impressive for one more.
5-8-2.
Tried the lob volley. Just a little off balance. And that early Ernie from J.W. Johnson's playing big dividends here because Gabe's scared to put the ball down the line and find that backhand.
Especially when he squeezes the middle, Gabe Tardio, and Dylan pushes that dink out wide. That's where Gabe wants to go, is just to bunt it up the line, and that is definitely in the back of his head right now.
Look at this thing come over. Oh, wow. Just wild. A little chest bump for the boys on the near side there after an unbelievable ATP defense here from J-Dub. I thought that might be one of those fun ones that bounce back over the net, but Fed did not lose his mind. Under control.
I thought Gabe was going to release on that ball, and a nice job of finding the feetsies of Dylan Frazier.
5-8-1.
Another ATP, and there's Fed pointing at Gabe. That's what they did throughout the match, back and forth when they beat the Johns brothers in the semis, and the energy from these two so much better. Huge hole. They're digging their way back within 2. And now 1, and they only have 1 timeout left. They're going to take it, so neither squad has timeouts.
Tight snack on the timeout in a massive championship Sunday match.
So let's see if that fuels even more of a comeback here. They have played brilliantly to get within 1. And they have tied this thing up.
8-8-1.
Oh, just wide, and there's
no,
you can't. You can't.
Second serve. Nope. You have no timeouts.
See, and here's that decision from earlier that
got to be match ending. No challenges, no timeouts.
Fed went through all of the potential things there. Really close over there, but you want to call time. You want to challenge a ball at 0-1. Fed went to every last corner.
Awesome.
Howard Hepworth, who's on the far side. Did you see it?
8-8-2.
So second try to get to 9. goodness.
And tons of power from JW, but he was off the line.
Yeah.
So Gabe Tardio was pretty there for the two-shot combination and just found the tape.
8-8-1.
Dylan's there, but
Wow.
he got there so easily,
yes.
and the slide was perfect. I don't know how these guys slide on these
8-8-2.
courts, by the way.
I was about to say, you don't drop volley children. It's not the play.
Neither is that. So they're picking on the J-Dub backhand a little bit, especially in transition and at the kitchen line on the bounce.
I mean, if you can't flick it, then, hey, go for it.
So that is a huge stop. They get
8-8-1.
the ball back 8 apiece again.
Point.
And a miss in the middle, and Fed is running a 40 back to serve. He's like, Gabe, get that thing in the air, man.
9-8-1.
And what a shot by Gabe Tardio. He goes right hip on Dylan Frazier and keeps the ball in.
And the second part is the most important. From that angle, to keep it inside the sideline is just world-class
10-8-1.
offense from Gabe Tardio.
Game point to take a 2-0 lead for Fed and Gabe. Wow, what an exchange. Long dink battle. We knew something would brew at the end, and a game point is saved. Can they get another one saved right here?
Oh. Game point. 10-8-2.
Caught him looking for a forehand.
The spot switch from Dylan Frazier going right hip for a high percentage of his attacks.
8-10-1.
Great slider up the line from Dylan.
Wow, full send from Fed and caught J-Dub.
Yeah, from the middle of the court. Harder to catch JW if Fed is attacking with the backhand, but you can find a couple spots
8-10-2.
with the forehand from the middle of the court.
And again, It is the Bolivian teenager who fires away, and this is a good look at movement. We are over an hour into this, and we are in game 2. Massive chance here to take game 2, third game point. And that is deep. What a rally. They were down 6 points. You know what they did? Order me a slice. Let's play pickleball and let's have some pizza. 11-8.
But with the length of these rallies and some of the offense that Gabe and Fed have been created, you cannot let those just regular loose airs. They force it, you know?
Yeah.
You know, you can tip your cap and say nice shot, but you can't give them anything.
So here we go. Their start was terrific. It was just the end that was a disaster for the top seed.
Let's play.
And Don's had enough.
Game
Let's
3,
play, he says.
in.
We agree. So here we go.
0-0-2.
Dylan Frazier to get game 3 started. And a beautiful start that mirrors the end of game number 2.
Fade the flick and put the ball to the backhand of JW right now. That is definitely the recipe.
Second serve. Zero, 0-2. Point.
I mean, the confidence on the far side is palpable.
1-0-2. Point.
And Dylan just said under his breath, they're stupid.
Yeah, and then that's a bit of a force. That is one thing you cannot do when you get, especially when you got Fetty fast hands right across from you. Wait for your opportunity. Even if your partner has made a couple errors, you have confidence in him and you know he's going to pick it up. So stay within your constraints.
Three 0. So they are looking befuddled over here on the near side.
I mean, it's been a gosh darn calendar year since I've seen looks on their face like this.
3-0-2.
I mean, Fed, things weren't going to go well on the next ball, but yeah, he comes sliding in there and just easily was in there. Howard Hepworth was all over him.
Nobody's kidding you, Fed.
Wow, they got a mile-high pop-up in the middle of that and gave a little footwork. Could have found a forehand and destroyed it, and that had a confidence message that could have been sent with that too. So that's a huge little rally right there. That's in there. Okay, nice response from the top seeds.
2-3-1. Second serve. 2-3-2. Side out.
Everything in transitions heading to the J.W. Johnson side.
Yeah, it is. And
3-2-1.
Fed is really stepping up the chatter too, to his partner. nuts. And I will say, we're playing tournament pickleball here, and JW and Dylan are so good at counterattacking standard attacks. Sometimes going high and hard can be a good option against them. It's exactly what Gabe does, but he does it with his backhand from the middle of the court. What a shot from Tardio.
4-2-1.
And it is just energy. They just can't believe Frazier and Johnson. Wait, this is the way we play.
Right.
You're using our playbook. 5-2.
Five, 2-1. Point.
The Skinner.
Yeah, we
played
We played some commentator ball last night, and a couple of spots really jet off there. And timeout is called from Frazier and Johnson. Could they get run out of the building 3 in a row?
Frazier from the right side has kind of evaporated the last 30 minutes or so. See if he can find something for his team.
And it's the youngster again. I dare you to leave one up in the middle. I'm coming after you. 7-2 in the third.
7-2-1.
Unbelievable third from Fed.
Yeah, on his back foot and just slices it an inch over the tape and forces Dylan Frazier into a poor decision.
Second serve.
This is where the crowd needs to become the third man on the court and give them positivity for everything.
8-2-2. Point.
2 points from a title.
I think it's the right shot selection. Just didn't quite get there, Dylan Frazier, as that ball just left high from Gabe. One of the rare chances that Dylan has had to take it out of the air in the middle.
And we are at match point for Staksrud and Tardio.
Match point. 10-2-2. Point game.
And that will do it. Let youth and pizza be served. Federico Staksrud and Gabe Tardio are your Selkirk Kansas City Open champions, and they do it in 3.
Federico Staksrud and Gabe Tardio. Dave Fleming will ask them a couple questions down on court now. Take it away, Dave.
Thank you, Adam, and folks, give it up for Gabe and Fed. What a performance. Fed, I'll start with you. you just beat the hottest team in pickleball. How in the world did you get that done?
Yeah, they're great. I think I've said this, but I'm going to say it again because I don't care. I think me and Gabe, we became better and better because of them, because we practice with them, because they're a great team, they're great players, they're great people. So I'm grateful to be their friends, and they're great, and I'm happy that they're the number one team in the world too.
That's the unbelievably humble Fed Staksrud for you guys there. All right, the guy to my left gets his first gold medal today. Congratulations to Gabe Tardio. So Gabe, I gotta ask you, for those of you that maybe didn't see it, this dude's throwing back a slice in the middle of the match. What is up with that, Gabe?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I didn't have a good breakfast, so I needed some extra carbs. That's it.
Well, those certainly work. So if you want to get good at pickleball, eat pizza, folks. And here we go. We got another slice coming in. Just, yeah, finish that up there, Gabe. There we go. There we go, buddy. So, Fed, you've gotten a couple of wins this year playing with teenagers.
Yeah.
So you won with Big H, Hayden Patriquin, earlier this year as well. Do you have to change your mentality and how you approach when you have a youngster playing by your side?
It's so much fun. It's crazy that I'm like kind of like the oldest guy in the court. I guess I'm becoming old. My girlfriend always reminds me that. But yeah, I love it. I just have so much fun. If we're competing, we're in the players' lounge, we're laughing, we're enjoying. This is amazing. We're doing this for a living. We have to be grateful and just keep going.
Well, let me bring in Tate Ingebretson from Selkirk to give you guys the hardware. Tate.
Thank you very much. Everyone, how was that match? You know, Selkirk is very proud to be able to sponsor this event. Federico, the training you've been doing in the past, and to be able to go in 3 at this level is tremendous. Gabe, congratulations on your first gold medal. Selkirk and everyone here, we would like to present Federico and Gabe, the 2024 Selkirk Kansas City Open Men's Double Champions.
Give it up for Fed, Gabe, and Pizza.